In the explanatory material, the term rational principle comes up in many places. Could you clarify what that means? Does it just mean reasoning in situations? Recall that Aristotle first introduces the idea of a rational principle in his function argument. The function argument is the argument in which he gives his definition of human happiness. Happiness, he says, is an active life of the element that has a rational principle. And this element that has a rational principle has two parts to it. There's one part that possesses reason proper to itself, which he calls the thinking faculty. And then there's another part that receives reason, that can use reason in order to shape human desire. The sensitive part of the soul is shapeable by reason. So when Aristotle speaks of a rational principle, and when I refer to a rational principle as foundational to virtue ethics in the explanatory material, it's not quite enough to say that the rational principle is just reasoning in situations. The rational principle of which Aristotle speaks is the foundation for his idea of human happiness. Human happiness is the happiness of a particular kind of being, a being that possesses, number one, the power to think, and number two, the power to shape one's desires through thinking. The rational principle is a foundational idea that Aristotle uses in his definition of human happiness. Then, once he has proposed the doctrine of the mean, we see what it means to bring reason into practice. What are we doing when we're living according to the doctrine of the mean? We're weighing alternatives between excess and deficiency. So that's a thinking process. The application of the doctrine of the mean is a thinking process. In that process, we bring our power of reason to bear on our specific actions. In that sense, the operation of a rational principle is reasoning in situations, for sure, but the underlying idea that possessing reason, possessing this power to think and to shape our actions according to reason, is what defines human happiness, is what supports human happiness. To appreciate that is to appreciate that Aristotle's emphasis on a rational principle isn't just situational. We're a certain kind of being. We have a certain set of powers of soul. In order to fulfill our function, that is, in order to fulfill the highest good, happiness, eudaimonia, we have to live in a certain way. We have to apply reason in concrete situations in our lives according to the doctrine of the mean.